What's happening, everyone? It's Will and Frankie, and welcome to the next instalment of Frankie's 5, our weekly mini-series where we are talking about 5 things about Frankie Allen and his life. This week we're talking about, what are we talking about?
Gonna talk about 5 of the roughest places I've ever worked in. And, you know, little kind of stories, what happened on the night, why we're talking about it now, years later, and saying it was rough.
So, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you give us a big thumbs up, subscribe and comment. If you're watching it on Facebook, make sure you share the video, or if you've seen Frankie at a rougher gig than this, make sure you let us know. So first things first, 5 the roughest gigs that you've ever done. So standalone gigs, we're not saying venues, are we? It's just the gig itself.
Well, the gig itself, obviously, many gigs, many places up and down the UK. I've had to work and it's been really, really rough, and I've had to kind of run away from a lot of places because there's been a big fight in the audience. Yeah, you know, I've got loads of places.
Alright, so let's kick it off with something quite easy. The first one is one that I was actually at, which was an evening with Anthony Joshua in Coventry, was it?
Well, that was quite funny, really, because it was in the Hilton Hotel in Coventry, which you'd imagine be a great venue, you know, kind of up-class, high-class place. And it was great, good audience, but a lot of the guys that had come to see Anthony Joshua, obviously all boxing fans, and a bit of a rough element. There was some rough tables. When I say rough tables, gangs of lads on the tables. Yeah. And some of them started getting a bit aggressive. Anyway, I was on. Anthony Joshua had been on, and he'd done his speech. He was very good. He's great, a lovely lad. Yeah. And I got on, and there was a table of young lads, only about 19 or 20. So he tried to heckle me. He started singing, "Ooh ah yeah, ooh ah yeah, ooh ah yeah." Then this fella shouted on his own, "Who are you?" So I said, "I'm your fucking dad. I'm your fucking dad."
I'm your dad.
So we had a huge laugh with the crowd, but he didn't like it and he kicked off. And he picked up a chair to try and hit me with the chair.
Oh no, look at this. He's got a chair.
And the funny thing is, this particular night that we had this show, there were 2 bouncers either side of me standing on the stage.
There was like 6 bouncers?
No, but there were 2 either side of me. With, like the biggest fellas I'd ever seen in my life. Yeah. One, I'd already called him Humpty Dumpty because he was so big and bald and looked really menacing. Must have been 25 stone. And the other fella was just as big, huge. And this fella's coming at me with a chair. And they just did nothing at all, he just froze. He got quite close. And I thought, what am I going to do? If he hits me with a chair, I'll get out the way and just try and give him a left hook. And then a guy out of the crowd, which we found out was a London boy, but a good lad. And he was a bare knuckle boxer, champion bare knuckle boxer.
Must have been 6'5", isn't he?
Must have been 6'6". Cyril, his name was, a good lad. And he just got up, ran over and said, "Hey mate." And when you see the size of him, he just said, "Put the chair down." So the fella put the chair down and went and sat down, but the fella was really going for it.
With the chair?
Yeah, and he was kind of like one of those guys that couldn't make his mind up, but because all the crowd were booing him, I think he had something to prove. And I think it wouldn't have been for the London boy, the bare knuckle boxer who took the chair off him, he definitely would have hit me with the chair.
I walked up to Anthony after that show, and he said, "I was watching you when you were in the crowd when he was going to hit your dad with the chair." He said, "I thought you were going to get up and lamp him." And I said, "What am I going to do when you're fucking standing next to him?"
Yeah, but Anthony Joshua, the world championship, he didn't do anything.
Yeah, but he's not allowed to,
He's not allowed to. Should have got Ruiz there. Ruiz to chin him.
This is great banter. It really is.
Second up on Frankie's roughest gigs, out of your top 5 roughest gigs, what are we heading to next?
A few years ago, it's kind of like 1990, 91, did Silverdale Cricket Club. It was 30 years, yeah. Silverdale Cricket Club in Newcastle-under-Lyme, Stoke. Okay. And I was on with a couple of strippers. The night went down great. This is how long ago it was. When we got in the car park, my car had an aerial. You don't see aerials anymore in the car. And these gang of lads were shouting things over. I had a bit of a laugh with them at first, but one of them started kicking off. So I got the girls in the car. It was one of the girls and her husband The girl was called Eve, and the guy was Adam. He was a male stripper, very good.
Okay.
They call themselves Adam and Eve. Anyway, they were in the back of my car and I was driving. So when I got in, this fella said something to me. He was going to come over and I told him to fuck off.
While you were on stage?
No, this was in the car park outside.
Oh yeah.
In the car park. I just said he snapped me aerial.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
Go on.
I was getting in the car and he came over to snap the aerial.
Yeah.
There's about 6 of them. So I said, what do you do that for, you fucking dickhead? So we nearly started fighting. And then I just got in the car and as I'm driving away, because I called him a dickhead, he started chasing us. And they were chasing us through the countryside, very dark. And I was doing like on a little tiny road, like an A road and then a B road. We were doing about 80, 90 miles an hour. You could see they were blowing the horn. And I knew, I just knew instinctively that obviously there was a few of them in the car. They wanted to do us in, they wanted to give us a good hiding. So then we got to a place where there were traffic lights. So I thought, fuck this, right through the red lights. And they went right through the red lights as well. They were really chasing us. It was just like a movie, it was like Paul Walker.
So it was the end of the night, they're chasing you out?
It was the end of the night, they were chasing us and they chased us for miles. And I knew they were going to do us in. If we would have stopped the car, they would have come over and kind of like started it. And we would have been fighting them, there was 6 of them. And there was only like me and Adam in the car, 2 lads. Obviously he was a girl. So done my very best to get away from him. Really couldn't get away from that. I got up to about 90 in the end, 90 miles an hour on a small, like a B road, a tiny road, and they were doing the same. And what happened now, we got out of it in the end. We came to Newcastle-under-Lyme itself, which is a town. It's not Newcastle in the northeast, the one down by Stoke. And everywhere's lit up. Bursting down this dual carriageway, and they were the same. Done a kind of like U-turn onto the other side of the road. And just as they caught up with us, I thought I'd lost them, but they caught up with us. There was a roundabout, and I saw this police car on the roundabout. So I nearly crashed into this police car, blowing the horn. The police car stopped, I stopped. The police jumped out, and I said, they're trying to do us in there, chasing us. Then the police chased them and caught them. But they didn't get charged with anything, they let them go.
Man,
so that was a bad one. I mean, if we would have been kind of like a little bit further into the countryside, or say for instance, would have run out of petrol or something, really would have got, you know, killed, probably.
Heavy. The third roughest gig, Frank, fill us in.
The third roughest gig, probably a place in Stoke called the George Hotel in Burslem in Stoke. It's still there.
Yeah.
They used to have a lot of boxing shows on there. I used to kind of like go on in between the bouts. Any comic who's done a boxing show will know, you know, you have the first, second bout, 3 rounders or 6 rounders, then you go on during the interval.
Yeah.
So I'm on, and it was a really rough crowd. A fella came in with his missus, and I said, we don't want a big issue, you scruffy bastards. Look at these 2 scruffy twats. Anyway, the fella ran towards the boxing ring, jumped in the ring and tried to hit me. And I just got out of the way and I put him in a headlock.
Yeah. He's
punching me in the back and I've got him in a headlock, but I've still got the mic in my hand. And as I'm like trying to push him onto the floor, he's strong, this fella, he was a big fella.
Yeah.
So we're going round in a circle in the boxing ring. And as we're going round in the boxing ring, all the lads in the crowd were just laughing like crazy.
Yeah.
And shouting out, finish the joke off, Frankie, finish the joke off.
So what happened next?
Because I was in the middle of a joke when the fella jumped me.
Yeah.
So in the end, it seemed like forever, but in the end, like they had these doormen on, these bouncers, and they came and they got in the crowd, about 5 of them, and they took him away, you know. They got him and took him away, so that was a bad one.
That's crazy.
I know, that's crazy.
We've had 3 so far, final 2. Doesn't seem like we can get any worse. Let's fill us in on the second roughest gig you've ever done.
Second roughest gig probably was in Liverpool, pub called Flying Saucer in Speak.
How long ago was this?
This was only about 5 years, and they changed the name of it to something like a restaurant or some fucking thing, whatever it was. But when the agent gave me the job, I said, a restaurant in Speak? There's no restaurant in Speak.
Yeah.
When I got down, there was a Flying Saucer, and it was in like Danwood Road, and this Danwood Road, everywhere's boarded up. There's hundreds of dogs walking around with their tails, or packs of dogs, like the Wild West. And I got in there, and when I got into the pub, it was all black, because the night before it'd been petrol bombed. So, anyway, this guy pulls up outside.
What do you mean? So you've walked in and the whole place is black?
All the walls are black and the ceiling's black.
But do you still go?
We're still going with the show. The window was gone in, there was wind blowing through the window.
Yeah.
But, you know, the place was black with soot.
Yeah.
Because of the petrol bomb. Anyway, I was working with this guy pulled up his car, was outside, I knew this fella, I won't mention his name, and he's an Elvis Presley tribute from down in the Midlands, and he was coming up to do Elvis, and his bottle was gone, he was very nervous, he was saying, Frankie, this is rough as fuck in here, we're going to get done here, we'll get done in, we'll get done in. Anyway, the crowd are really rough lads, and this fella was coming up to me and sticking chewing gum to my shoe all the time.
What?
Just he thought it was funny. And I said, oh fuck off mate, and he started kicking off a little bit. So I thought it was going to go off then, but it never went off. And then these dickheads in the crowd were like, when I went on to do my first spot, heckling me, but I got the better of them really. And then when Elvis went on, he started booing him and throwing things at him, and he had to finish. So he was arguing with this fella, so we got to the stage when we both got paid. Elvis said to the girl, I'm not going back on. I'm not getting my head kicked in and all this. So these fellas are coming up to the bar causing trouble, kicking off on Elvis. So I said, come on, let's go. So cut a long story short, it was quite funny really, because Elvis went before me. So I said, what happens to Elvis? So I got paid off the girl and ran out to the pub, and in the car park, there's Elvis Presley, dressed as Elvis. He didn't have time to get changed, he left all the stuff in the dressing room. These fellas like punching him. And so Elvis, the Elvis tributes, fighting, screaming. So I run over and grab this fella and pulling him off, the Elvis Presley fella. He's trying to hit me and I'm hitting him. Then all these other lads ran out into the car park and thought, we're going to get killed here. Yeah. But they were all kind of like supporting us.
Got you, okay.
And they went, fuck off, fuck off. So anyway, I got Elvis in my car, jumped in the car and we drove away, left his car there. And and he was sitting there, he was like shaking in his car and he was going, I'm never coming back to Liverpool, Frank. I'm never coming here. You know, if they'll fill Elvis Presley in, you know, what will he do to anyone else? So we just had to stay away for a couple of hours. We went to McDonald's, then we came back when the pub was closed at 1 in the morning, and he got in his car and he drove away.
Fucking mad, that. Yeah. So if you didn't think it could get any weirder than that, you got one at the top of the list. So number 1 on Frankie's 5 roughest gigs of all time is something about on a barge.
Yeah, this is on a barge.
What?
There used to be a place up by Chorley called Wheelton, and they used to run these stag nights where you'd get strippers on a barge, the Wheelton barge, and you'd go along for about 10 miles. You'd have a comedian on telling jokes to the lads, and it was great. Or normally it was
so great. Is that indoor on the barge, or is like everyone's sitting outside?
Well, some of it's indoor. You've got kind of like a place where you can sit down and have a drink and have something to eat, but there's also the outdoor where, you know, you can kind of like sit off if you want, but it's all, you know, like, so this barge sets off with all these lads on from Manchester, and they were all pissed when I got there, and they weren't really kicking off, but the weird thing was it was pitch black, you couldn't see anything, all you could see was this barge. So we get to this lock, you have locks on these canals, and the lock was lit up at night. So I'm actually on stage standing on this box telling jokes, and all the water's pouring in and the barge is coming up in the lock. So they're all shouting, you're going down well, and they go, no, he's not going down well, he's going up, he's going down, and it was dead funny. So it was great. So when I came off, they all started singing songs. So then all of a sudden this fella started singing, throw Frankie in the canal, throw Frankie in the canal. So the next thing is, lads run over to get hold of me, hold me up on the shoulders and start running round the barge. And I was just so scared. You couldn't see anything. All you could feel was like the wind and the cold and the barge going along dead slow. And they're going, throw him in the barge, throw him in the barge. So in the end, I was like, get me off, get me down, don't, this isn't funny, get me down. So this fella threw me. And I remember being up in the air and falling right back down. But when I hit the ground, I was still on the barge, but I hit the floor of the barge. And like, it just knocked all the wind out of me. All kind of like, I couldn't breathe. And I was just lying there. and I couldn't move. I thought it broke me back, broke my spine. I couldn't move my arms or my legs, but I'd just been what you call winded. You know, rugby player or a footballer, you get winded. I just couldn't move. So anyway, they didn't even know. They thought they'd throw me in the water, and they were all arguing themselves. Why did you throw Frankie in the canal? Where is he? And he was shouting down the canal, Frankie, Frankie, can you hear us? And in the end, after a few minutes, I just got up and kind of like, I didn't have any strength left, even to like hit the fella that threw me in the canal. And I was kind of like, we eventually got back, and I never went to the doctors, but I was very lucky it didn't break me back yet.
Sounds so. Make sure you comment below your favourite one of those 5 stories that Frank just told you about his roughest shows. If you had to go back and do one, just one of them,
yeah,
just because of how funny it was, which one would you take?
The barge was dead funny. It was hilarious, and the way, you know, they're running round like 40 fellas, I'm on their shoulders, running round the edge of a barge on a canal in the pitch black in the winter of a night, all singing we're gonna throw Frankie in the canal. And it was so scary, but at the same time I can see the funny side of it.
Nice one. So if you are watching this video on YouTube, make sure you give us a big thumbs up, subscribe, comment below which was your favourite story. If you're watching it on Facebook, make sure you give us a thumbs up below, comment and share this video. So Frank, 5 roughest gigs.
I mean, to be honest with you, I'm giving you those 5 now, but I've got loads more, you know, some of them kind of like a bit more, you know, serious when I really did get beat up, things that have happened, but we'll do all those in the future. But they're kind of like 5 funny ones really, funny rough gigs that I've done.
Nice one. So we're going to be doing this Frankie's 5 on a weekly basis. 5 things about Frankie, about his life, stories about Frank. If you want us to do a certain topic or you've got a certain question that you want to ask, please comment that below and we'll make sure that we put that into a future video. So thanks very much. We'll see you on the next one.
Thanks everyone. See you later.